Oscar.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right out, 1 second left. Down goes Fraser. Down goes Fraser. Down goes Fraser.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
Oh, wow! In your life have you seen anything like that? No. Wide right.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
Oh, the band is out on the field, he's going to go in the end zone, he's going to go in the end zone, the Bears have won, the Bears have won, oh my God, you believe in miracles? Yes!
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk to sports and other stuff like doggies.
Oh,
That's right. Hey, speaking of which, what kind of sports car does a dog like to drive?
I don't know.
Ferrari. Get it? Ferrari? I'm
Thank
musical director Roy Harter. Here's my
Great.
dog. And now, here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Roy.
My pleasure, David.
Thank you so much. Keep going, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on a roll today, man. I'm on a roll
You
today.
are literally on a roll with more to say. Look at the email.
I'm musical director of Master of Jokes, Roy Harter, and here's your host, Eastside Dave McDonald.
Underneath that, bud. Underneath that. Oh my God, I tried to do something fun today.
Oh, speaking of which, David, I'm sorry, you put paragraphs in my intro. That's
Yes.
never happened before.
Get on the
you spent
air.
the whole
Can
you
we
spent
start
the whole
meeting?
you spent the whole morning arguing with Bobby, and I didn't read the first paragraph. I only read the first intro. Anyway, speaking of which,
Let's stop
what
it.
do you call-
Stop. Time out. Time out. I have dogs here, and I fucking hate you both. Can we start getting on the fucking restream at 11:50 again rather than 11:59? I think that would be helpful. That's number one. Number two, you're going to play the goddamn fucking intro all over again. We're going to start from the very beginning. If you want to leave this shit in, you go ahead, Bobby. But we're going to start this fucking thing. We are live. We
All right,
are
here we go.
rocking and rolling.
All right.
And this is why it's important for us to communicate and be professionals again rather than three fucking Jim Morrisons showing up at 11:59 and 48 seconds. 12
Okay,
seconds ain't enough time to fucking talk before the show, gents.
say the word, David, and I will begin the intro.
No, he's going to hit it. He's going to hit it. Go hit it.
Go hit it.
Oscar.
Oh, my God.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right out, 1 second left.
Open.
Down goes Fraser. Down goes Fraser. Down goes Fraser.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
In your life have you seen anything like that? No.
Buddy Norwood.
Wide right.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk to sports and other stuff like dogs.
Aw.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, you guys know what kind of sports car a dog likes to drive?
I don't know.
A Ferrari.
Oh, that was... Time out, hold on. Wait, hold on. Ferrari. Because the dog has fucking fur.
That's right, buddy. Hey, anyway, I'm musical director Roy Harter and master of jokes. And now here's your host, Mr. Eastside Dave McDonald. Hey, speaking of which, what do you call Davey Mac if he was a tooth doctor?
I don't know.
Rocky Dentist.
That's insulting.
And holding all together is producer extraordinary Bobby Tamburro. Speaking of which, what do we call Bobby when he has diarrhea?
I don't know, but this intro is going on very long.
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
Hey,
he does. He
now
looks like a great director. Okay.
Now we're going to talk a little sports.
All right.
Speaking of which, your mama is so stupid that she thinks Dunkin' Donuts is a basketball team.
Okay, I don't get the yo mama joke.
Okay. We've had our fun. I'm Roy Harter, and here's your host, the man with the plan in hand. Better than Spider-Man, playing in a rock and roll band, it's Eastside David McDonald.
Thank you so much. Any more?
Speaking of which, no, I'm just kidding, David.
We
you
have
can take the show
a,
you can take it from here, buddy.
A goddamn clusterfuck of a beginning to the program today. Unbelievable. But I do believe we have a new segment, speaking of which, with Roy Harter, where you just give your little Stephen Wright-esque musings of the world.
I love it, David.
Yes,
Next time, I'm going to read past the first paragraph. I promise.
We used to have some professionalism and arrive at 11:50 a.m. and go on live at noon.
Yeah, I was here. I was looking for the email. I didn't get it. I didn't get the sign in, so I assumed that there were some technical issues or somebody was busy. So I just sat tight, as we say.
I was being Stanley Kubrick. I was having diarrhea this morning.
Oh my God! See,
that was a spot-on joke. I was like, was Roy in my house? Did he hear that?
Oh fuck, man!
I was pleading with God earlier. Like, please, God, just make it go away.
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh yeah, what a game, huh?
Victorious. They defeated the Penn State Nittany Lions 27-24, and at this point, this is the closest I'm getting to a championship. Again, the Davey Mac, Eastside Dave McDonald, Mount Rushmore of sports teams since I'm fucking 5 years old. The Yankees, the New York Football Giants, the Knicks, and Notre Dame Fighting Irish. When I extend it to a top five, that includes the New Jersey Devils. But I'm honest, I really watch only playoff hockey. There's just too much sports and too much. There's not enough time in the goddamn world for the Dave man to fucking be looking at all these goddamn fucking sports. But I watch the Devils when they get into the Stanley Cup playoffs scenario. Meanwhile, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they win. I go, let's go Irish. Some guy on fucking Twitter goes, you're not even Irish, you're Scottish. I'm like, fuck you, pal.
Yeah.
I go, what the fuck is it? What? First
Racist.
of all, I'm as Irish as it gets. If you're talking about my ancestors, yes, we actually go back to Scotland and Ireland. Basically, the MacDonald clan emigrated first from Scotland to Ireland.
Yes.
Where they became fishermen and seafaring type.
And
then, and then from Ireland went to America. So, yes, I've got the roots in the Scotland, but I'm also Irish. County Kerry is where my old fucking... I've got relatives in County Kerry as we speak. My cousin, Billy Dodd, for Christ's sakes. He runs the Calorglan Golf Course.
Billy Dodd, you say? Billy Dodd, huh?
Billy Dodd. He runs the Calorglan Golf Course. Okay? The McDonald's in Ireland do well. We're running golf courses, Daddy.
Yeah.
You should
the
move back
Harters
to
are doing
Ireland.
well, too. The Harters are doing well. We play on those golf courses.
I was going to say, the Harters are doing well, too. We run camps, David. Certain kind of camps that we can't really
camps and
talk about
bakeries.
anymore. Let's call them working camps. That's it. That's the ticket. That's the ticket there. The Harten family out in Munich has opened up many, many work camps where people just stay for free and work all day. Yeah, so I was pissed off at that comment. Why, and by the way, let's go Irish just meant let's go Notre Dame. You dumb fuck. It's not an ancestry thing. Like Ryan Clark, who's a black man on ESPN, has a son on Notre Dame, and so Ryan Clark wrote, "Let's go Irish." It's fucking. You think? I mean, unless he's one of those Baldwin type black Irish, but he's really black.
Yeah.
He'd be like a really black Irish.
Yeah,
Ryan Clark. But obviously, he said, "Let's go Irish." He wasn't, talking about Irish people per se. He's talking about the fucking football team. Robert Tamburro came over.
I did.
It was the last good day that Bobby T has had. He's had one bad day after another.
It's been a little rough.
Your days are getting harder and harder. You have one good day for every 4 bad days. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. 1 for 4. But, I make the most out of the ones.
Yeah, I mean, no, listen, that's a 250 hitter. If on that one day you're getting some dingers, you're getting some home runs, then that's, that's fine. That's Dave Kingman right there. You might get 40 home runs a year, but, you're going to be hitting around, 250, 240, no big deal.
I'm more of a defensive specialist.
What are you guys, Roy, what?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to jump in on you on your joke, Bobby. I apologize. Okay. But what I did want to say was I also watched I tried watching the Notre Dame game on Friday, Notre Dame Penn State game, and I didn't have much luck. It turns out ESPN doesn't exist in my neighborhood.
Time out. So we made the mistake of calling several people because Davey IPA came out to root for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And Robert Big Time Blunts came out. And the combination of voluntarily hotboxing ourselves in my apartment, combined with the IPAs, excuse me, led to a string of drunk calls. And then we even opened up a huge drunken group text.
We
decided
did.
Number one victim was going to be, was Jared Fishman. And we talked to Jared, nice Jewish man from Montclair, New Jersey. You would remember him as White Jared or Cream Pie Jones. He's been a friend of many years and a member of the community for many, many years. We begged Jared to come down. And he was like, if you guys had given me a 1 day's notice, I would have been there. But he's like, I have to watch my child, my baby, he says. Jared is fucking Mr. Mom over there. Every time I've asked Jared, hey, you want to do a special Yaddle Chattel? That's my Star Wars podcast. Or I ask him this, or I ask him that, or come down for the Notre Dame game. It's always, I'm watching the baby. Davey Mac, I'm watching the baby. I'm fucking, I've got to watch the baby. I got the baby with the medicine and the baby and the toenail polish and the baby. Got to take the baby out, take the baby for a walk. But it's baby this and baby that with Jedi Jared Fishman. So he was out. Then we called Sean O'Barry, legendary member of the Davey Mac Sports Program. Current worker for SiriusXM Satellite Radio. I have so many friends who work for SiriusXM Satellite Radio. You'd think one of them could get me through the door. Not one. Not one. Not all the things I've done for them. Not one good old pal says, you know what? Dave probably shouldn't be suspended for life for an email he wrote Opie saying, if I ever see you on the sidewalk, you better cross the street because I'm going to punch you in the face. That's the verbatim line. Roy, you don't see that as radio talk, as a fucking shit talk between men, between radio people.
Oh, no, I totally do, but I'm not an executive in HR, David. So it doesn't. Well,
whatever.
Who cares what I think?
The one thing that people need to always understand is never look at Opie as anything other than the world's biggest pussy ever again for taking that. That was the verbatim email and bringing that to fucking SiriusXM security, and somehow security buying that bullshit and banning me for 10 years like I'm a Hannibal Lecter?
So
fuck
I'm assuming
you. How about this? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sue SiriusXM Satellite Radio. You know why? I didn't fucking volunteer for Jay Moore to pour hot sauce down my dick hole, sending me to the hospital. So I think I got some SiriusXM money and some Genie Bus and LA Lakers money coming my way. I've just decided for being treated like a piece of shit, I'm going to sue them for Master Poe kicking me in the fucking stomach. I'm going to sue. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
You called Opie.
we called Sean O'Barry. We invited him, and now he's from Long Island.
Yeah.
He was going to come, but he gave us the same thing. Davey Mac, I'm in Long Island, and I have my son's soccer basketball game or something at 7:45. I can't make it. And there was Sean O'Barry and I were discussing wonderful stories, and Robert kept trying to get me to hand him the phone back. And I'm like, do you know I've known this person for 25 fucking years? Wow, and he and I are having a fun little conversation. Stop trying to grab the phone back out of my hand.
And with don't forget, Sean was the person that introduced you and I.
That's right. If there's no Sean O'Barry, there's no Davey Mac and Roy Harter. That's right. How important Sean O'Barry is to our world. But he couldn't come over. So then in an act of desperation, we decided to call Roy.
Yeah.
At which point the most frustrating conversation happened in my entire life. Roy said, what channel's the game? The Notre Dame Penn State game. I said very simply, it's a channel that you probably have. It's called ESPN.
Yeah.
It's a readily available channel for most televisions. Robert and I are on the phone with Roy 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. He's going through his fucking TV guide or something. He goes, I don't know what channel ESPN is, guys. I go, you've been doing a sports show with me for 15 years. This is impossible that you don't know what channel ESPN is.
Well, I usually watch the highlights on the ESPN.com, which was not broadcasting the game. So,
because it's a football game, they're going to put it on their television channel, the thing that made them ESPN in the first place.
I mean, who's got time to watch live TV these days, David?
And he goes,
I certainly don't.
So you don't have cable television?
No, I have cable television, but it's a digital cable, so it's Fios by Verizon.
Yes, I have Fios. It's channel 570 on Fios, at least in New Jersey. Did you try channel 570 like I advised?
Well, I live in New York, so my channels start at 1,000, David.
This is why he got fucked up, Robert. The 1,000 start the on-demand. They don't start the channels. No fucking TV company is... I don't think this guy's ever watched television before, Robert. I say that very seriously. He's a brilliant musician. He likes to create music, listen to music, the occasional hit off the joint. But I don't think he watches TV because no one starts their channels at 1,000. That would be lunacy.
Well, but Verizon Fios on my Samsung TV apparently does, so I don't know what to say.
No, those were the on-demand channels. Were you seeing like advertisements for Gladiator 2 or?
No, of course not. I was seeing, channel 000, and that was the display. Channel 001 was my local cable bullshit. You want me to go down the...
Yes, I want to know what... No, I'm serious. I want to know what channel 1004 was. Seriously.
I believe it was CBS or NBC.
Roy, you and I live in the same... Okay, you live in New York. I live in New Jersey. We have the same channels. Channel 4 is always NBC. In New York, in LA, in different parts of the country, it changes. In this part of the country, for New York and New Jersey, Channel 4 is NBC. Channel 2 is CBS. Channel 7 is ABC. Channel 5 is Fox. So the fact that you're saying Channel 1004 was CBS is not, now I know craziness occurred.
Is it possible Roy just has a much more expensive cable plan than you or I, Dave? Like he's just doing that so much better that they're like, you don't get the poor people channels.
If you had a top of the line cable fucking thing, you're not going to get the channels aren't going to magically change. Anyway, so you didn't watch the game at all, even though we were on the phone with you for like a half an hour.
No, so I found some Avicii documentary on Netflix that I watched instead. But
a what?
Avicii. He used to be a DJ and he killed himself.
There are levels to that documentary.
I did notice that there was an ESPN, but however, it was some sort of like low-ranking ESPN channel. I found one that I had to buy, and I didn't want to spend the money, for the ESPN channel. But I found a free ESPN channel on my box, and it was a bunch of people like us ranting and raving about betting. And they weren't.
Find ESPN. He found like a DraftKings bullshit
ESPN.
channel on like channel 7,852.
Now
he
I know-
found the DraftKings channel and thinks just because someone mentioned Saquon Barkley that was ESPN.
Yeah,
I'm
and they weren't even showing the game. They were just talking heads, talking about the
all right,
game.
let's discuss. Notre Dame wins 27-24, and I was very happy. Had Notre Dame lost, I was going to get a butcher knife and kill Robert, Roy, because there was a penalty at the end, in my opinion, the passing interference penalty on Notre Dame, which was a major, major play in the game. I absolutely did not feel that was – the guy threw it into triple coverage. All right, the Penn State quarterback throws it into triple coverage. You have 3 Notre Dame guys there, and the ref is saying there's a passing interference, and they get Penn State, the Nittany Lions get that passing interference call. They tie it. They go up. I'm thinking, the Fighting Irish have been jobbed over by every fucking asshole on ESPN like a Cam Newton who says, Notre Dame's road is easier. No, it's not. Shut up. Shut up. Quite frankly, conference championship games are antiquated. It's not Notre Dame who has screwed things up. It's conference championship games where you have an okay season like Clemson and you play in the mandatory conference championship game, you win that, and you get an automatic berth into this new 12-team format. That makes no sense. Get rid of conference championship games, rank the teams 1 through 12, and start from there. Nice and simple. You'll get the best fucking 12 teams. No more automatic bids for no more conference championship games. Regardless, Notre Dame goes out there. They deal with the bullshit penalty. They tie the game up. Then they win it with a field goal kicker who's basically been around 50%, 5-0 in the regular season. That's horrible. Roy Harter. I can kick better than 50%. I have in the Dave versus Robert football skills challenge. I hit 2 out of 3 field goals from 35 yards when Robert laced them up. Go find that episode on the archives. We played basketball, we played tennis, and we played football. We had ourselves in the Olympics. The main thing is this guy, Mitch Jeter, has sucked all year. And in the postseason, I think they said he's something like 7 for 8 and hits the game winner, Notre Dame, off to the championship. The sign behind me is working its magic. That's the Ron and Fez office sign, the play like a champion sign. That sign was in the office for years and years, given to the Dave Man by Ron Bennington, and obviously the sign has now brought oodles and oodles of good luck. And what I do is not abuse it. I don't fucking touch that sign. I don't even fucking look at it until 5 minutes before the game, and we knock 3 times, Roy. Not 2. Not 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 knocks, and then we're good to go.
What's crazy is his upstairs neighbor keeps coming down going, you knocked 3 times. Does that mean you want me, Dave?
Oh, Nancy. Nice lady. But she gets a little scared. She was scared. She saw Robert coming in to the apartment, and she went into the wrong door. She went into the different door than where her apartment is located because she thought Robert was going to leap from behind a tree and kidnap her.
Wow. People get killed for that kind of thing.
No, she thought she was going to be the one to get killed by Robert.
Well, I know, but she also entered the wrong apartment, and I'm saying people will get shot for that. At least I would have. If I saw Nancy slipping into my house.
So Notre Dame, by the way, I have the dogs over here as well, as you can hear. The dogs are with me all week long.
All week, David.
One full week. Yep.
How'd you manage that one?
Dogs and children are with me all week long.
Okay.
And we're going to have a grand time.
Of
but
course.
these dogs, when I get fired up for the sports show, they just, that is not acceptable. They decide to bring the pain, bring the energy as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're intense dogs, let me tell you. But
They're
they're
McDonald's. They get fired up.
They get fired up. Now, Notre Dame wins. Ohio State wins. They defeat Texas. So you're looking at Notre Dame, Ohio State, Monday, a week from today. That is January 20th. And there we go. Notre Dame wins the game. They are national champions. For the first time since 1988, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And I remember very, very well that national championship. Rocket Ismail on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The stars that they had, the win. Lou Holtz, their coach, did a tremendous job. This Marcus Freeman, the head coach of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, phenomenal. It's incredible. The Irish, after Lou Holtz, were just mid for many, many years. Every once in a while, you get a crazy, like surprisingly successful year, like a Charlie Weiss year, so on and so forth. But just mid for many, many years until Brian Kelly came along in around 2010 or 11 or so and reestablished Notre Dame Fighting Irish as a great football program. Got him into the postseason, did a great job. This Marcus Freeman is even better than Brian Kelly. This Freeman is better. Kelly's teams always looked a little scared. Once they got like Alabama, Notre Dame national championship game, 2012. Alabama just fucking destroyed Notre Dame because Notre Dame looked scared. Under Brian Kelly, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish teams, once they got to the college playoffs or the national championship game against Bama, they looked terrified. Not with Marcus Freeman. With Marcus Freeman, they look like we're still going to fucking win. No, we're going to terrify you.
That's right.
So this is sensational. Absolutely sensational that we're getting this. And I need Notre Dame to win this. The Giants are the New York Football Giants. We'll get into, but they're not winning anything for another 10 years. The Giants.
Would you say they're mid, David?
I would say the Giants are horrible. The Yankees, I know, got to a World Series this year, then immediately lost it, choked in Game 5, lost their superstar fucking player in Juan Soto.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Yankees fan. I'm going to be optimistic, but I don't like the way it feels.
Would you say the Yankees are mid this year?
I would say slightly better than mid.
Oh.
Right. And then the Knicks, who got fucking destroyed on Friday by the Oklahoma City Thunder. I tried watching that game, in conjunction. What I like to do is put the number one game on the TV and then the other game that I'm interested in on the computer. Yeah. So the Ohio State-Texas game was on the TV, but the Knicks game was on the computer. The fucking Thunder were up by like 40 points in at halftime.
I've never never even heard of the Knicks being so below mid.
We call that hot dog water, Roy.
Hold on. Then yesterday they faced a very hot Milwaukee Bucks. Did the Knicks? Jalen Brunson dropped 44 points, and the Knicks ended up crushing the Bucks, 140 to 106.
Yes, very nice.
So they get crushed on Friday, but then they crush on Sunday. That actually kind of makes them mid, doesn't it, Roy?
I guess it kind of equates out, doesn't it? Mid. I got to be honest with you, David. I hate that word mid.
I got a feeling that you did, which is why I wanted to keep saying it over and over again.
And I hate it more than anything when a grown man over the age of 35 uses it as many times as you.
It's a mid way to act. You're acting just kind of mid when you hit a certain age. So that's Roy, that's your wild. You don't like, because wild has, are you aware that there's certain people who are not even following me, that anytime someone tweets something with the word wild in it, they put at Eastside Dave. I had to. And now what I've decided to do, not every time, because I have a life. I'm watching 2 kids and the dogs. But when I'm feeling into it, I will then ask the person, after they tag me, I'll go to the tweet that they're tagging me on and go, what do you mean by wild here? Do you mean unexpected? Do you mean surprising? Do you mean humorous? I had to do that with Elon Musk. Someone's like, all of London is getting raped by 1,000 Muslims or something. And all Elon Musk wrote is wild. I'm like, wild? So I literally went to that tweet and go, what do you mean by this? Do you mean like horrifying, disgusting, abhorrent? There are so many words you could have chosen, Mr. Musk. Wild.
Yeah. What did Musk say? I'm dying to know what he
didn't get back to me.
Ah, shit, David.
Wild can mean positive things too, though. Like that could have been like, that's
the
a wild
point.
party. I love all the rape in England.
My absolute point with wild is it's crazy that it's become the Swiss Army knife of words. People who mean like, hey, I just saw some homeless guy get beaten to death with a baseball bat and his brain matter was everywhere. Wild. And then you're like, oh, wow, I saw the new Star Wars show. It's great. Wild. You're like, what does it mean?
Yeah.
If a word has all meanings, it has none. If a word means everything, it means nothing. You can't apply what. We're not going into the wild discussion again. I can't.
All right. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
I just wanted to say I saw a wolf outside. It was wild.
I hate you so much. The introduction was insane.
One after the other,
I was trying before the show, folks. I tried to do a favor, and then for doing a favor, I got insulted repeatedly by Bobby Tamburro. And Roy's like, "Okay, guys," he gets all uncomfortable. He's like, first he puts on a smile where he's like, "Okay, these are the guys," and then he's like, "Uh-oh, they're getting angry."
It's cute. It's cute for the first couple jibs and jabs, but then it starts to get personal.
Okay, guys, enough's enough now here.
Yeah, let's get the show going. I only got an hour here.
And then we start the show, and bygones be bygones, right, Robert? We're all good now.
Yeah, no, holding on to bygones would be very mid.
Wild is all I'll say. But I will say this: I'm never offering to do you a favor again.
It was a
I'm
misunderstanding.
in a perfectly good mood, but I'm never going to spare you any
you.
work anymore when it comes to audio.
Fair enough. I will say it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't meant as an insult.
Roy was there. There was no misunderstanding. You took a shot at the Dave man, and you know that doesn't go off well. I become Rowdy Piper.
Again, wasn't meant to be a shot. You're the champ.
Let's not go into it. Dangerously close to the Roy uncomfortability zone if we go even further. Now,
Steven Steckel says, "Doctor told me it was stage 4. ... Wild."
Wow.
That's my
Larry
point.
Bayard?
Well done. Because that is my point. We're just using it now with fucking everything. What that tells me is you have fucking a rock in your head for a brain. That you have some sort of 8-pound rock where there used to be a brain. Because, if you can't think of other words, what's the point? What's the point of living the life if you're that stupid?
Yeah. Believe it or not, David, the head weighs 12 pounds. I know this for a fact because I can no longer keep mine up. That's why I've been going to this fucking physical therapy. But
okay, elephant man.
Yeah.
Like fucking John Merrick over there.
Yeah. I got a fucking big, giant 12-pound head sitting on my shoulders, and I can no longer keep upright.
Oh, man, Roy. Is that because of the pinched neck?
Yeah, it's pushing everything forward. It's whatever. Roy. I'm on painkillers. I'm all right.
Oh? What kind of painkillers?
No, the bullshit kind, the gabapentin, which if in the world of painkillers, that's kind of like, I hate to say it, but the most of painkillers that there is.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, you've given us comedy gold by connecting it all with mid. So let's just move on.
Let's get back to sports, buddy.
We'll get into the NFL in a second. But last week, people were talking about that they enjoyed the Mike Francesa because of the dead air that we did. The clip of Mike Francesa, who, what was he looking at? Oh, he was looking up the Michigan-Ohio State game from this year.
That's right.
A very easily look-upable fucking score, okay? Yeah. He just, you type in Michigan, Ohio State, football 2024. That's it. And yet this took Mike 45 fucking seconds of dead air to be like, I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, he was like, they're going to make a T-shirt in Michigan with this. They're going to make a T-shirt. Hold on. We're going to find the school. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna find the we're gonna find a school. I'm gonna find a school. Just hold on 1 second. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. No. All right. So you recall that from last week. Go watch the episode if you missed that. But due to that, we decided to play a clip. This is more of a little flashback. It's of Mike Francesa. What's up, Robert? Do we have it?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. No, let me just set it up. The caller calls in with actually a pretty good trivia question. He says only 3 teams have won back-to-back World Series championships from the National League. I instantly thought of Cincinnati Reds, 75-76. But that's tricky because it's happened a lot in the American League. The A's with the early 70s, the Yankees, 77, 78, the Yankees late 90s, so on and so forth. Anyway, the point being, the guy calls up Mike. He gives him a trivia question. Mike is live on the radio. I want that to be understood. And he just, for almost a minute and a half, he's just thinking out loud about who the teams are that won back-to-back World Series from the National League. I've never seen a radio guy have the dead air, just accumulate the amount of dead air. There's the napping. There's the falling of the sleep. There's the ice cream eating. There's the Diet Coke drinking. There's all the fucking bullshit. But now we have fucking looking things up on the internet and a caller's asking him trivia questions. That gives us dead air, Mike Francesa. Let's watch this clip
here. The only 3 teams in the National League that had ever repeated as World Series champions. It's only happened 3 times. Can you name the 3?
50s Dodgers, no. Yeah, 61, no. 62, no. 64. Cardinals didn't. They won in 64, 67, and 68. 69 Mets, 70 Pittsburgh. 70 Orioles won, 71 Pittsburgh won, 72 no. A's won 3 in a row. Dodgers. Yankees won back-to-back, 77, 78.
This guy's on the air.
79 Pittsburgh. 80 no. Philly, 81 no. Dodgers,
it's still going.
82. 83, 84, 85, 86.
It's still going.
2, 3, 4. Cardinals had a good team during the war. They won. I know they won 1 during the war. They went back to back during the war.
All right, that's good. That's good. Because it'll go on forever. He's doing that live on the air.
It would at least be entertaining if he actually talked out loud and went through all the teams that he could remember. Like, even that would be more entertaining than just
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. It's doing that little small talk. Like I said, thinking out loud. When you're on the radio, you're not thinking out loud. Thinking out loud, This is not what you do. Let me see. 1952. Let me think about it. I know the American League teams that won back-to-back. Okay. Let's see. The A's, 72, 73, and 74. The Oakland A's won the ball, but they're not National League team, right, Eddie? Eddie, the A's are not National League team, right, Eddie? Okay, not National League, says Eddie. Okay, I know. Yeah, okay. The Yankees won in 77, 78. I know they're not. I know the Yankees are not a National League team. Okay, let me see here. Let's see. Okay, the Yankees again in the late 90s. No one in the. Okay, I'm gonna go with the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, sometime in the early 30s, the Gas House Gang, as they were called, the Gas House Gang. Okay, and then let me think about this for a second. Hold on. This is good radio, right, Eddie? Eddie, is this good radio? We're gonna get some, try to get a sponsor for this segment.
You're almost there, Mike.
Yeah, the Mike Francesa answers trivia questions segment. Because this is riveting stuff, right, Eddie? What? It's not riveting. Don't be a smart mouth, Eddie. I will go back there to the booth and I will smash your fucking head right into the fucking phone bank. If you're telling me this isn't riveting radio, Eddie? What I'm doing here, thinking, pondering live on the air, that's not interesting. Eddie, I tell you what, you keep up with that fresh mouth, I'm going to take a fucking knife, I'm going to shove it straight up your fucking ass, Eddie. Reds 75, 76. Thinking Gas House Gang, and I'm thinking maybe LA Dodgers of the 60s are your three National League teams that won back-to-back World Series championships. But it's tough. Let me think about other things. Did the Pittsburgh Pirates ever do it? I don't think so. They won in 71 and they won in 79. But 71 is not next to 79. That's not back-to-back. That's more like a sandwich. Where you won in 71, that's one slice of bread. Okay? Then you won in 79, you're pretty much, you're the 70s pretty much. But your two things in the middle, 74, 75, 76, that's your turkey. That's your tomato. That's your lettuce. Okay? So maybe, Eddie, maybe we should incorporate food reviews since I'm talking about all this food. What's that, Eddie? You think it sounds boring? You think you don't like this segment? I'll tell you what, Eddie. You keep it up, Eddie. You fucking keep it up, Eddie. I know where you live, Eddie. I'll find Eddie. Let me just tell you something. I'll find out where you live, when your wife and kids are home, and I'm going to burn your house to the fucking ground. Reds 75, 76 has got to be one of them. Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, who else is out there? Mets didn't do it. I can tell you that much. Phillies, nope, bullshit. Cubs, you can forget about them. I mean, just look at the teams. It's got to be Dodgers, Cardinals. What's that? Why don't I just look this up? Why don't I just Google the three teams? We're what? We're live on the air. This doesn't make for good radio. When I talk to myself, when I just mutter to myself, when I'm just, kind of talking back and forth to myself, I'll tell you what, Eddie, you're a fucking dead man. You know that? Hey, I am going to go into Mark Chernoff's office this afternoon and say not only should Eddie get his ass fucking fired, but we got to throw him out of the 20th floor. Okay, open up the fucking window and throw your ass out 20 floors up in Manhattan traffic, you piece of shit. Cincinnati Reds, 75, 76. I'm going to say Reds, officially Dodgers, okay, and Dodgers and Cardinals for the other three. I'm Mike Francesa. I don't even know if I've answered your question correctly. But nevertheless, go fuck yourselves, America. He's a very interesting man, that Mike Francesa.
Oh, he sure is.
He really enjoys talking to himself on the air. And then people like had the audacity to be like, well, Mike's the smart one. Chris Mad Dog Russo, he just has a funny voice. You're like, nah, actually, I think now we're seeing why Chris Mad Dog Russo was a little important to that formula. I guarantee if Mad Dog's there, you're not hearing fucking 90 seconds straight of da 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 pa pa pa. Let's see here. And with the Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, if you're eating, cheeseburger upon cheeseburger like they're going out of business, the fucking Diet Cokes don't matter.
Was it you who was telling us that he would pour regular Cokes into the Diet Coke cans because he found out his wife was watching the show, so he wanted to make it look like he was drinking Diet Coke?
No, what he did was, and it's on YouTube. You just have to look at it. If after this show. He was caught on. This was so funny to me. He was on the Yes Network, and this is when Chris had left to do SiriusXM, and Mike was there by himself. And so the rules for Mike were a little more lax now that Doggy wasn't there. He decided to help himself to some ice cream during the commercial break. But you know how sometimes, like, you'll hear, like, you're watching a show, but you're hearing music, but you're really, like, you're getting a behind-the-scenes shot of the radio show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, behind the curtain, as they say.
Yeah, this is a common practice with these simulcast podcasts and radio shows. When you go to commercial break, they're showing the podcast people or the radio show, but they're talking or this or that, but the volume's off, and they're just playing, like, rock and roll music.
Yeah.
So consider that scenario. They were coming back from break, and they're going to have their Yes Network rock and roll music.
Yeah.
And Mike was helping himself to some ice cream, and he was caught on camera eating the ice cream, and he was supposed to be on a diet, and Ro, his wife, had told him he needs to go on a diet. So he fucking took the ice cream and put his papers over it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you don't even need the volume. We'll just talk to him. But look at it. He's enjoying. Look right there. There's the ice cream. Now watch his guilty look. He sees himself on camera. Oh, he knows he's guilty. Oh, shit. Cover the ice cream with a paper. That's the funniest shit ever.
Throw it to a graphic.
So what did rewind? Because I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here as an inside master of radio. He's coming back from break. He didn't think he was being on the air, and he's supposed to be on a diet. He's about to dig in. He sees he's on the fucking thing. That's the monitor. Lets you know this is what we're watching live. He's now hit the talk back button, and he's saying, get me off the fucking screen, which they do because he has ice cream. He doesn't want Ro, his wife, to see him eating.
Yeah.
So he definitely hit the talkback button and got into Eddie's ear and was like, Eddie, are you fucking kidding, Eddie? I'm on a fucking diet. And you're fucking showing me fucking eating this double chunkle chocolate double crunch fucking disaster from the fucking goddamn ice cream shop, Eddie? And you put that on the fucking TV? Eddie, you know Ro put me on a diet. And you're going to fucking show me eating double chunk chocolate? Oh, fuck you, Eddie. This means war. This is the last straw. This means I'm going to have Mark Chernoff fucking kill you, Eddie. You're dead. Yeah, I always love that. The guilty Mike. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Bong Monkey says, Mike going on Mets and Jets rants are Ichiban.
Mets and Jets, that's his thing. Oh, yeah. The Wilpons, bunch of losers. Who did he call? Oh, yeah, he called Bobby Valentine a loser one time. That was great. And what's great about him calling, I give Bobby Valentine some credit. Bobby Valentine made more appearances on WFAN, including on Mike and the Mad Dog show, after Mike Francesa was like, Bobby Valentine's a loser. Okay? It's time to just call it like it is. Bobby Valentine's a loser. And like next week later, you had Bobby Valentine like, hey, Mike, it's me, Bobby Valentine. You called me a loser, huh? All right, quick NFL. Then we get out. Then we leave. All right? Quick NFL. Texans beat the Chargers 32-12. Chargers didn't even look competitive. Justin Herbert fucking looked terrible. 4 interceptions. One wasn't his fault, but the other 3 were. Not good. Ravens dominate the Steelers 28-14, and now everyone's talking about was that the last game of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? It's possible. I don't know. A lot of crazy coaching gossip and stories out there, which we'll get to in a second. We got the fucking Bills destroying the Broncos 31-7. I like the Sean Payton. I always enjoyed Bounty Gate. That makes me a heel. Well, guess what? I'm a fucking heel. Didn't you know you're watching a show with a heel on it? Roy's the babyface. This should have been easy to figure out. I tell everyone this on every show that I do. On the Eastside David Son Wrestling Show, heel. I'm the heel. Davey Mac Tales from the Satellite, which we just put out a brand new fantastic episode. Go check it out. It's about me interviewing Fez exclusively on patreon.com/EastsideDave. I'm a heel. The Star Wars Show. I was the heel with Jared. Somehow Jared leaves the show. I'm still doing Yaddle. It's gotten bigger and better ratings than ever. I'm doing it by myself. Somehow I'm still the heel. There's literally no one I'm doing the show with. But now the listeners and the commenters are the baby faces. It's frustrating sometimes. But regardless, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this Sean Payton. Well, I mean, listen, the Broncos weren't expected to have this good of a year, but Bo Nix got to do better. Eagles defeat the Packers 22-10. A.J. Brown made a little controversy. He was used so little in the game, Roy Harter, that A.J. Brown took out a book and began reading it on the sidelines.
He's the Eastside Dave of the Eagles.
I mean, that was sensational. He's reading a book about how to be your best inner self.
Oh, my God. A self-help book on top of
it. A
it.
self-help book on the sidelines because he's not getting the football. That was hysterical. I can't be against A.J. Brown for that.
No, of course
that was hysterical. Commanders beat the Bucs on an end-of-the-game field goal after Baker Mayfield fumbled. Final score, Washington 23, Tampa 20. Baker choked right there. He had the ball. He's driving the ball down. You can't fumble in that situation. And then Vikings play the Rams tonight in Los Angeles to end this first round of playoff games in the NFL. But the coaching fucking rumor mill has been going nuts. So here's all the shit I've heard about Mike Tomlin. First, that the Steelers might just decide, you know what, Mike, we're going to give you a little goodbye package. Both Mike Tomlin and the Steelers will just go their separate ways. Then I heard someone say Mike Tomlin could get traded to the Bears for draft picks. Then I heard someone say Mike Tomlin could get traded to the Dallas Cowboys for their head coach, Mike McCarthy. That McCarthy would come to the Steelers. Tomlin goes to the Cowboys. So this Mike Tomlin shit is insane, but that's not all. They're saying Kyle Shanahan could actually get traded by the San Francisco 49ers. I've never heard so much coaching trades. They have happened before, technically. Technically, Gruden was traded by the Raiders to Tampa because he wanted to leave. And technically, I guess, Belichick technically was traded by the Jets when he said he didn't want the job and he was going to go to New England. They had to actually do a trade where New England had to give him draft picks so that Belichick would go to the Patriots. So we've seen the precedent has been set. But all this trading and trading a head coach for a head coach, that sounds nutty to me.
Both head coaches, neither of whom won a playoff game this year. Like, it's not like
Mike
they're trading.
McCarthy and Mike Tomlin are basically looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
They both had championships 15 years ago and have done bupkis since.
What's Mike Tomlin's wife going to do if he gets traded? Because she has her prestige shop of all the high-end Steelers gear that they showed off during the Netflix game. So is she going to sell her shop and just whatever team he plays for? And, oh, no, now we're opening this line.
That's embarrassing. So that's some football for you. I don't know what's going to happen. And that's the football. The basketball, I told you. Knicks third. Giannis, after the getting destroyed by the Knicks, said the Bucks need to get their shit together. Knicks are third in the East. Can they win it all? I say yes. I say that if the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and we'll look at that game next week because literally we're doing the game on game day next week. So that's why we'll go and do a deeper dive with the Irish versus the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes. How can you be proud of that team name? You're named after a fucking nut, an acorn, basically.
A poisonous nut.
Yeah.
That's like naming a team after my herpes.
Oh. And then Wesley with special announcement. You want to hear a fun special announcement?
Yes,
He
I do.
caused a lot of controversy in the past and now presently in the video game world. And the greatest video game player of all time, Billy Mitchell, will be here live next Monday, January 20th, to go over all of the controversies he's had before. He's done many appearances on the DMSP, Eastside Dave Show, special delivery, everything. Billy Mitchell in the house next Monday. That's going to be exciting.
What do you think? Cripson in the chat wants to know what you think with Cleveland looking so good. How do the Knicks stack up?
Cleveland's look great right now. Cleveland and the Celtics are the two best teams. Everyone else right now in the East is fighting to get close to those two teams. Oh, I think Cleveland's legit. Cleveland's for real. Cleveland, they are crazy talented. And when you have talent all over the place and then that one megastar that you know can drop 50 like a Donovan Mitchell, then you're in really good shape. The last thing is this. Remember the two baseball players we did this during the World Series? I mean, not players, fans. The two Yankee fans who grabbed the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove, the Dodgers outfielder.
They're out of here.
Yeah, the one guy looked like – he almost looked like Patrick – from SpongeBob SquarePants, if Patrick was a human. Like, he had that, like, really stupid, bulbous, like, duh. Well, guess what? And then remember his little buddy looked like some weird mafioso guy. He was wearing sunglasses. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, those two doofuses just got banned from every Major League Baseball stadium for the rest of their lives.
Oh, ouch, David. It sounds like they got banned from the one SiriusXM satellite station in the world. It's just as bad.
I was waiting for you to get through it because I was going to say that joke myself, but that was fine. No, I liked it. But then all of a sudden, I'm like, he's taking a long time to get to the punchline. But
in Roy's defense, they were two separate paragraphs. That's why it took so long.
But I you know what? I feel bad for these two guys. Look, I said at the time, they got carried away. There also didn't look like there was a lot of functioning brain cells, especially in the bigger one's head. And he was the main culprit. And I just felt like, because again, it was one of those weird things where if it's a foul ball, and the outfielder comes into your section, technically the fan has the right to the ball. The fan can go after the ball. The question was, it looked like Mookie Betts was still, while in foul territory, still in the field of play. Wasn't in the stands, and the guys tried to literally fucking rip his glove off, not just the ball.
Yeah, and they are just big idiots. Did you hear who they're very good friends with, Dave?
No.
Rob Gronkowski. They played club ice hockey at Arizona State where Gronk went, and they were like best friends. Gronk was on First Take going, I know those guys. Yes, he is a drunk jackass. I see him doing that.
The funny thing was, that's why Gronk was so pro those guys, because Gronk was like, that's just passion right there.
Yeah.
That's a real thing, because I remember Gronk's comments were like, they're just showing passion. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, that would be like you trying to celebrate a touchdown, Rob, and some fucking fans ripping off your football helmet. I think your head's like, oh, fuck. Like, I think you're probably going to be a little bit ticked off at that.
Or, Rob, he'd probably be like, that's just the Miami fans being passionate. I get it. They're trying to win for their team.
That's going to do it. I'd like to show off the doggies that I'm babysitting for a second. Here you go. Do you see him, Roy? No?
Not quite yet.
I know. Every time. Come here. Every time, Come here. When you want them to do something, look at Enzo. What a good boy. Look at these. And this one's Sonny, the one I'm petting right now, that's Enzo.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a good time all weekend long. There's going to be a lot of dog football being played. We're going to be very, very excited because you know what I do? I basically, Vince Lombardi and Bill Belichick, these dogs, I got them doing two-a-days. I have this little fucking little rubber football, and what I do is I throw it. They have a mega war. We do 2 hours from 1 o'clock to 3 p.m., and then we do another 2 hours from 5 to 7 p.m., and they sleep like babies, Roy.
Oh, I bet, and I bet you do as well. 2 hours of chucking that thing back and forth. That's gotta take something out of you, David, huh?
Right. That's right. There they are right there. Look at this. Look at this camera work here.
Great
like
camera
that?
work.
All right.
I got $50 on Enzo.
Yeah, me too.
All right, that'll do it. That will do. Roy Harter, what to plug? Anything to plug?
Nothing to plug, just some back pain.
You got a big Saturday gig coming up, don't you, Roy?
I hope.
Yes, but that's in a couple weeks, buddy.
I hope you get past that back pain, man. It fucking sucks, huh?
I got an epidural scheduled this week, so they're going to go in with the needle and hopefully give me some relief.
Jesus. All
We'll see
right.
what happens. But
Feel
anyway,
better. Bye, Roy. Robert, anything to plug?
Nope. Make sure you're checking out all the Davey Mac stuff. We just did a fun Tales from the Satellite episode that Dave saved the volume on, so make sure you check that out. And we've got some fun stuff in store.
Oh, yeah. We got some good shit. We got some good shit planned. All right, that'll do it. Enjoy your sports tonight. Big playoff game tonight with the NFL. Also the Knicks, by the way, taking on the Pistons. So I got a double sporting night, which I'm always a big fan of. For Bobby Tamburro, Roy Harter, my name is Eastside Dave McDonald. Good night, everybody.